What's going on, everybody? Liam Chase here from the Daily Chase, and today is April 22nd. It's a Wednesday, and I want to talk to you guys about how I jumped the gun a little bit too early. It was a rough day. I did take a loss today, but luckily I was able to recover and reduce and really minimize those losses. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I post daily trade updates, just documenting my journey of options trading and sharing with you my thought process and really my reflections on what I could have done better and where I messed up, showing my profits, my losses, and really everything else in between. Be sure to like the video as well if you like this type of content. Let's get right into it today. So I've been working on viewing the 5-minute candle a little bit more to get a better understanding, especially for entries and exits. Also, last night I spent time last night learning more about volume and how I can read volume, and also reading the tape, which I'm not going to talk about any of that stuff today, just stuff that those are skills that I'm looking to improve on in order to help me become a better trader. So we gapped up today, opened up here, and I just want to start from the beginning of the day. So we were basically trading sideways for the first 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, and then we had a massive pull down. And then we finally created support. Let me just go to the 15-minute because I feel better on that one. And then we'll go back. So for the first 45 minutes, we hit the bottom, we hit support, and we had a big bounce up. And we started moving into this uptrend. As you'll see, we were in a downtrend. We bounced off. And by the way, this support was established based on this intraday, and this resistance was based on the candle. So I literally drew those at these. I literally drew support and resistance based on these three candles. We bounced up. We hit the top of the range at resistance. We came back down, came back up. Now, I want to show you, because this is where I got in from my first put. So on the 5-minute, you can see that we had a doji, which typically signals a reversal. And so I probably could have got in after this doji, considering that there's all these wicks up top. But I actually ended up getting in after this candle. This kind of like confirmation for me. And it had a pretty decent run. I was hoping for it to come all the way to the bottom of the range, but it didn't quite do that. In the middle of it, it started coming back up, trending back up, and it started trading sideways for a little bit. And when it got up to here, I actually bought another put because I saw all these big wicks up top. I was like, okay, it seems to be holding pretty strong. Now, what I should have known is that, number one, it didn't go to the bottom of the range. It was on an uptrend. And then when I bought this put, it actually broke out for a second. And my thought process here, or not actually, it didn't break out. Actually, hold on. This is the 5-minute. Okay. So I bought, sorry, I'm just confusing myself. So I bought the put here, and it ended up closing above, so it had a slight breakout. And then it came back down. Now on the 15-minute, so now that I'm in both of my puts, let's go back to the 15-minute. So that you can just see a little bit better. So here it is. Boom. So it came up and I bought. It came back down. So I was like, all right, it's holding. It should be good. I should be good. Even though I had this uptrend, and even though it's then never went to the bottom. And then the next candle, it broke out. I was like, all right, no need to panic yet. This is a breakthrough. Let's see if it's confirmed. So literally what I was doing was waiting for the next 15-minute candle to close to figure out if I should get out or if I should keep my position. Next candle closed. Really didn't give me any confirmation. Had a big wick. It was a selling candle. It came down a bit. It didn't close underneath, but I was like, all right, I can wait it out another candle just to give me confirmation on whether this is still valid to hold or not. And then it got closer, but at this point, my gut was telling me, okay, this is probably not going to go my way because it's holding this line as support now, as you can see here. So I just decided to get out here. I was down, I want to say maybe $100 on that. So I got out here and I was like, all right, let me look for my next trade because I noticed this is starting to serve as a support. So let me look for my call, right? Let me look for the market to move up. So I got out on my puts there, down, and we had a pretty big rally here. So I was waiting for it to retest and and then it did. So it had a big push down. I bought a call right around support down here, and then we started moving up for the day, still following my uptrend. So boom, and then we had a massive jump, and then once we got to this next resistance zone up here, it started trading at it again. So we waited it out. I still felt comfortable with my call. I didn't feel like the market was going to reverse or anything because it's still going with the uptrend. And it's basically being forced to make a move up or down, and it went up. So all right, that's good news for me. So I'm getting closer to where I'm getting out of my losses, reducing my losses at this point. And at this point, we're at a daily high, so I was paying more attention because, you can't tell the future based on this. So it's like, could it reverse and just drop back down? So I was watching a little more closer, and we kept pushing up. And then I started to notice that we were trading sideways. We had this resistance form right here. Still couldn't break through, so we have these 3 big wicks on top. And it was still following the uptrend. Now, I ended up exiting my call right here. And the reason I did that, let's go to the 5-minute. The reason I exited my call right here is because, as you can see, we pushed up, and then we stalled out basically at the resistance right here. So we had a couple of candles, couldn't break through. They did push up, and the reason that I got out here is because I drew this 5-minute trend line. And so when I saw this close, down, and then I saw this candle close down, I figured we were going into a reversal. So you got to think, I'm already down for the day, and I was up on this call, so I figured, I did the conservative thing. I said, hey, let me lock in some gains on this option on this call and reduce my losses. Now, my original plan was to sell that call and then place another call just to see if I could catch something else. But unfortunately, since I'm in a cash account, I didn't have any funds left to trade on. So that was originally my plan, was to sell the call here, lock in those gains, and then get into another call just to see what would happen and sell, somewhere down here, minimize losses, right? But I had to sell there, and it ended up trading sideways once again, and then started to break through. It set an intraday high up here, and then it got pushed back down. Tried to break through, wasn't really clear, and then it finally broke, and then it was a confirmed break, and then traded sideways. And there was a lot of seller exhaustion right here. There's a big exhaustion right here. Traded sideways. Now look how high this thing went. So yes, I could have held. Now my original plan with the call, once I saw it getting up here, I was originally going to hold until it got to this resistance line. But like I said, when it started reversing here, I just didn't want to take the chance since I was already in a loss. I just wanted to lock in my gains on that trade. But I did have the opportunity, but I'm not a wizard yet. I can't tell the future, so I didn't really know it was going to do that. Maybe I could have waited to see what it did regarding this uptrend, or even see if it retested or was a false breakthrough on the 5-minute trend. Who knows? But I feel safe with my exit there because I still got the gains, and I reduced my losses and locked in the gains, right? And good thing I did, because at the end of the day, the last 5 minutes, we had this massive sell-off, and that could have easily happened right here, right? So you can see it now and be like, oh, you should have waited, but in hindsight, you don't know what's happening if this is all you see. You're like, okay, we're at the top, we've reached the top, it looks like it's starting to reverse. And so I just did the conservative thing, and we ended the day only down about $30. So it wasn't a terrible day. Now, I will say these trades back here, these puts, probably jumped the gun a little too soon. Like I said, I should have known when it was riding on this line and it never broke all the way down to the bottom of the zone, and when it didn't break my uptrend, I should have known, like, hey, it's probably not going my way. I was definitely happy with the call. I wish I could have got more calls. So when I have a bigger account, we can definitely do that. But overall, a pretty solid day. And that's really the recap. Nothing major. It's a loss, the first loss in the channel history. And we plan to keep those losses relatively small compared to the gains. So as long as you can keep your gains small and your profits larger, hey, you're on the track to success. I feel like I'm on the track to success. If you enjoyed the video, if you learned something from the video, be sure to smash the like button if you haven't already. If you want to get daily trade updates and follow my journey, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to let me know how I can improve my videos and improve the channel in general, please drop a comment down below. Let me know what I can improve. Give me some feedback, whether it's on the video itself, the trading itself, or just, what you like about the channel and the content. But hey, by the way, this is the second time recording the video because the first time I recorded it, I wasn't sharing my screen. So forgive me, I'm a little short-winded here. But here's what the day looks like overall. Caught it here, decent ride up, and puts here. So I'm glad that I was able to recognize when I went wrong and get out and reposition myself to make up some of those losses. So don't get caught up in being right. Just look at what's in front of you, and if you're wrong, get out and reposition, right? Move on to the next trade. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have an awesome day. See ya.